This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Joshua Barbin, certified financial planner of Abish Financial Services.
Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the Retirement Key. My name is Casey, and I'm here with my buddy, Joshua Barbin, certified financial planner at Abish Financial Services. JB, it's always great to see you.
Hey, Casey. Great to see you, too.
I'm very excited to chat with you today, but before we do that, if you're listening and you are feeling ready to level up your financial game, don't forget to visit us at theretirementkey.com. From there, you can find all the tools and the resources that you need to get connected with us. All right, JB, last time we chatted, we broke down the basics: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Today, we're going to talk about where those investments live, the different type of accounts that you can use to build your wealth. So I want to start at the beginning again here. JB, can you tell us what the difference is between an IRA and a regular investment account?
Yeah, definitely. So basically what we talked about last time is called asset allocation, and today is called asset location. Both have location. This is about what types of accounts you want to use. So an IRA is a lot like a 401k. Most people are familiar with the 401k, Casey. I mean, most people have an employer plan. Not everyone uses it, but a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. And that is the way that people save during their working career. It shelters you from taxes. That's the benefit of using an IRA. It's like a wrapper around your investments. If you don't have that wrapper around your investments, anytime you earn money, you're going to pay taxes on it. Mm-hmm. Like a bank account, for example. You earn some money in your interest, and you'll get that statement at the end of the year, which basically says you've got this much in tax that you owe from this account. When you have an IRA, you usually don't get those statements. Unless you're moving money out of them, you're not going to pay taxes until you take money out.
And that's a really good reminder that taxes can take a huge bite out of our growth if we are not planning ahead. Planning ahead is always the key here. Now, let's take this just a little bit deeper. JB, can you walk us through the different types of IRAs, like traditional versus Roth, and when somebody might choose one over the other?
Yeah, you nailed the two biggies. I mean, traditional and Roth. And it's a tough choice between which one is better, because when you use a traditional IRA or traditional 401k account, you get a deduction from your income in the year that you contribute. Mm-hmm. If you use a Roth, you do not get the income deduction, but when the Roth is used, you'll never pay taxes again. So the traditional, you're not paying taxes now, but you will pay them later. The Roth, you are paying taxes now, but you won't pay them later, which puts you on a sort of seesaw of choices which IRA or 401k to use.
I think, too, it's important to remember it's not about one being better than the other. It's about whatever makes the most sense for your situation, right?
They are technically, mathematically supposed to balance out exactly. The reality, though, is, Casey, that there are sort of tricks to the trade. Mm-hmm. These are the little tricks that we have as financial planners to be able to make one make a lot more sense than the other. One thing that you could do inside of one or the other is being a little more aggressive in the Roth IRA. You know, they're supposed to be exactly the same, but the reality is if you grow faster in your Roth IRA, then you're never going to pay tax on those monies again. If you did the same levels of growth in the traditional, that means you're going to have more tax later on. So these are a little bit of the tricks of the trade with asset location.
Got it. All right. Switching gears just a little bit, because a lot of us hear about 401ks at work. You mentioned them earlier. So JB, what about 401ks and those other employer-sponsored accounts? How do they fit into this picture?
Yeah, I think 401ks are great, and they have a couple downsides. The great side of a 401k is that the matching piece, which pretty much all 401k plans are going to have that matching piece. Now, a little caveat there, most 401ks usually only allowed matching on the traditional. Even if you're contributing to the Roth, you can only get a match on the traditional. That's starting to change where actually you can now get matching on the Roth, but typically it's going to be on the traditional 401k. But that's the big reason to use it. It's basically like free money. It's like passing up 100% returns if you don't use it. And so we highly encourage people to use those matching features. What's the downside of the 401k? Usually it's limited selections of investments, and a lot of times can come with high fees. So it's not ideal in developing a retirement plan to only have your 401k, but it is a great phase one vehicle to build up your assets to get to retirement, not always the best through retirement.
I love that you called the employer match free money. I mean, if someone is offering you a paycheck boost and you are not taking it, that is just money that you're leaving on the table. So I always tell my friends, at the minimum, get that match if you can. All right, next question. And I feel like this is something that trips a lot of people up. If somebody has a regular brokerage account, what are the tax implications compared to using retirement accounts?
Yeah, it depends. Like you said earlier, I mean, everything is going to be unique. You'll sometimes, the brokerage account can have some advantages that you could technically defer tax for a long time, but there are some unique ways you have to do that. Generally speaking, if you earn money inside of your brokerage account, you're going to have to pay taxes in the year that you earn it. Now, I have had some cases, Casey, where people come into the office and they've held a position like Google or NVIDIA that's not paying any dividends. So they're not technically earning money. Their capital is increasing, but they're not paying taxes on it in the year that they're earning it. So in this case, the brokerage account can be very attractive, but you can have hundreds of thousands of gains, even millions. And you've ultimately got to realize if you want to turn that into money that you can use, you've got to realize those gains. That can become a challenging financial situation. So the IRA gives you a lot more flexibility that you can buy and sell whenever you choose. You're not stuck to anything. So there's pros and cons. The pro of a capital account or a taxable account is that you can grow assets for a long time without being taxed if you're not getting any income or dividends from them.
It's not just how much you make, it's about how much you get to keep. Okay, now, JB, for a very loaded question, is it better to max out retirement accounts first before investing in a non-retirement account?
Yeah, generally speaking, I would say yes. I mean, your big trade-off when you use a retirement account is they have penalties when you take out before 59 and a half. But as a retirement planner and a retirement planning firm at Abish, I mean, this is the time when you're going to want to use the money at 59 and a half. So it actually helps you to save for retirement. In addition, that advantage of never being taxed on purchases and sales and income, that can make a huge difference in the life of an asset. I mean, like you said earlier, Casey, we're talking potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of gains that can be had by not paying taxes each year. So I would always, unless there was some real unique reason not to, default to we should use the retirement accounts first.
Got it. Great insight. Thank you. Now, JB, before I let you go, for somebody who's sitting here listening to this thinking, yeah, this is great, but where do I actually start? What advice would you give them? What advice would you give to someone trying to decide where they need to invest their money first?
Well, I think like we said earlier, Casey, that the 401k, if it's available to you and you have access to that and you have a match, I would definitely start there. I would make sure that the minimum, like you said to your friends, and I agree with that completely, get that match, get that 401k allocation set up. It's not the end of the road, but it's a good starting point. Sometimes when you're self-employed, that can present some challenges because you don't just have an automatic 401k plan. You might even have to set up your own, but those are usually the best places to start. And, that would be my first.
Got it. All right. Well, JB, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today. If our conversation has resonated with someone listening and they're ready to start taking those steps towards their ideal financial future, what should they do, JB? How can they get in touch with you?
Oh, Casey, just like you said at the beginning, go to theretirementkey.com. Use all the resources there. You'll find out more, and that can be the first step to getting in touch with us.
Absolutely. That website, again, is theretirementkey.com to connect with JB and the team there at Abish Financial Services. They will meet you right where you are and help you craft your personal retirement plan. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time right here on The Retirement Key.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.